Hello, FlossTube. Welcome to my channel. I'm Michelle from the Day Before This Day, Day Before Michelle on YouTube and on Instagram. Today I have a list of things so that I don't forget something or get too off track. So if you see me looking away or looking down, I'm looking at my list so I don't miss anything. So last week was 24 hours cross stitch, and it was so fun. I had intended to record once every hour, but my recording skills and editing skills are non-existent. So, well, I didn't. I tried, but after the first hour I was so frustrated, I was like, yeah, no, well, I need to learn more before I try to do this, so there you have it. But I did participate, and I did do my full 12 hours that I committed to. I was team sleep. Had to. There's just no way. I'm too old to stay up all night. But no, it was fun, and I got a lot accomplished. I actually did change my plans for the night. I did not start my new start, and I ended up not working on my Zero Fairy. I just wasn't feeling it when it came time for it, so I changed my mind. But so some of the people I've been watching this week, and I hope I'm not talking too fast. This is actually my second go around for this video. I recorded yesterday, and 14 minutes into my 30-some minute video, for some reason my phone stopped recording. So this is take 2, and I feel like I'm trying to rush through because I'm making up time, so I'm gonna try not to do that, but there you have it. This week I'm gonna try to limit each week on the FlossTubers that I watch, just to spread the love, because I watch a lot of FlossTube. At nights when my husband goes to bed, because I'm kind of a night owl, I pop on FlossTube and I stitch the night away. Well, I say the night away. Usually I'm in bed 2, 3 o'clock, but I sleep until 2, 3 o'clock. Okay, not quite that bad, but you know what I mean. But I don't watch a lot of TV while I'm stitching. I do occasionally when there's no FlossTube left to watch. But so the people that I watch religiously, Michelle, Bendy, Stitchy, I don't miss a single video. Unboxing, Stitch with Me's, she's just fun to watch, and yeah, and she's an enabler. She's not setting out to be, but she'll be showing something. I hit pause and go look it up, put her on my wish list. But Leslie Hurley of Fat Cat Flossing, she was my first FlossTuber, and I love watching her. She's my kind of people, as we say around here. Incidentally, one of the few people who I have actually heard use the phrase, "I've slept since then." It's a very common one around here. But next up, Jen Lee, Quirks and Stitches, of course, of 24 Hours of Cross Stitch fame. She is such a sweetheart. I was able to meet her in person a couple weeks ago at a Ohio Stitcher get-together, and she really is. She's just a sweetheart. Her mom, love her. They're just perfect together. I'm hoping we are having another Ohio get-together on the 27th at the Craft Gallery in Findlay, Ohio. If you're in the area, you're welcome to come. It's a potluck. We're just doing a day-long stitch-in. Bring your own drinks, and you're welcome. But I'm hoping that she and Cindy, Jen Lee and her mom Cindy, can come. But pretty southern, Lynda Jo, she cracks me up. She is just so fun to watch, and she just is. And we have a lot of the same tastes and charts. Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world. So she's my Jane Austen twinsy, so to speak. We both love the Sampler Girl. there's actually a couple of projects that we share, and um, we're both in the Works of Jane Austen Stitch Along. And I'm not sure, she might have finished it, but I'm pretty sure that she had the At Home with Jane Austen on the go as well. And those are both two of my current whips. Okay, technically the Works of Jane Austen is not a whip because while I have put all of the kit together and it's in my whip pile, I have yet to put a stitch in, so maybe I'll do that this weekend. And last for today, Kristi of Javagirl Stitches. Girl, if you're watching, I have 3 boys. I totally get it. They can be inventive in their mischief, for sure. But she does a lot of great stitching, and we share a lot of likes, and you won't find much that I dislike anyhow. I'm a very eclectic stitcher. I like a little bit everything. But yeah, so those are the people that I watch. And see, this is why I have a checklist, because I jumped ahead into the about the stitch in and things, so off track already. I guess it only works if you pay attention to it. But so let's get into the stitching. First up, I have another FFO this week. This is the little, lighting's really bad for this. This is the little bunny freebie from the Little Stitcher. I made it to be a scissors pocket, but right now it's in my Easter display in the kitchen, so I put a little flowers to make it tie in. So I've got that finished. Now this project, I actually finished the bunny during the 24 hours of cross stitch. So that was the first of 2 finishes for that during that time. The second finish from 24 hours of cross stitch was my shortened version of Santa's List. I think it turned out pretty cute, and I love the little pine bows on the corners. Now this is in the process of being FFO'd. This is the fabric I chose for the back, and then I will be using these 2 seam tapes to finish the edges. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a twist of the 2 or ruche them or how I'm going to do it, but. And then one more finish that's in the process of being FFO'd is Easter Joy by Shepherd's Bush. This is going to be a little treat bag. So those are the only finishes that I have for this week, and I haven't done a lot of stitching this week, so when I say that I finished this, like literally the only thing I had left to do was the back stitching around the bee, the flight thing, and putting the little bee charm on. So it's been languishing, waiting for that in storage for years. So next up, purchases. So this is another fairly light week for me for purchases, which is 2 light weeks in a row is kind of unusual for me, so that's a good thing. And it's mainly because I'm saving my budget for the craft gallery stitch in, so just, you know. So the first thing, I saw these on Instagram. Someone had purchased one and I had to have it, so I immediately went out, and while I was there it couldn't come alone, so I bought the owl too. But the Imperfectly Perfect Stitcher needle minders. So this moth, I can't get it to focus. This moth is just everything. I love it. And then the owl was adorable, and as you will probably notice over time, I kind of have a thing for owls. I don't know why, I just do. And then she sent this little kitty and I think it's adorable. So it will go with my cat bag, project bag. And the only actual purchase that I have, and I've already started kitting it up, and this is in one of my mini project bags. This fabric, I had to have some. I've got a couple of larger bags in progress with it, and I picked up Land That I Love by Lizzie Kate. And it was really funny because this came on in the mail on Monday, and the very next video I saw of Javagirl, she had just finished this. So that was kind of funny. Next up, they're not really purchases. I mean, they were once upon a time. So I don't know if I mentioned it last video. And if you're in the Stitchers Coven, you know that my stash has been in storage for forever. And once a week, we go down and I bring up a tote or two of my cross stitch stash, and I've been going through and purging and finding all kinds of treasures. So today I thought I would share a few of the treasures I found this week. One of which is another almost finished item. So this has been in storage since 2003. And the only thing I have left to do is to finish the words. Now, when I found this at the beginning of the week, I had the chart with it. I think I put the chart away in with all the other patterns. And so I'm going to have to look through them again and find it, because I don't think this freebie is available anymore. I'm pretty sure that the designer doesn't design anymore. But I'll have to find it and finish it. Next up this is going to be a new start very soon. It's the Goblin Market, and it's from Patricia Andrel, Counted Illuminations, and it says, "We must not look at goblin men, we must not buy their fruits. Who knows upon what soil they fed their hungry, thirsty roots?" So yeah, that is on my start soon list. I might even start it for my birthday, because my birthday is the end of this month, so I might start it then. I don't know. The other found treasures, and I knew I had these, but I'm just happy to have found them, is the Teresa Winsler Fantasy Collection and the Sampler Collection. At one time, I actually had every single design that Teresa Winsler had ever released. Since then, I have missed a couple. They are going on to my must-find list. Most notably, the one that she designed as an exclusive for the convention, the fantasy convention in Canada, because of course I couldn't go, so I don't have that one. And then if you're in the Stitchers Coven, you actually saw this, but I found this was specially dyed for Lady of the Flag way back when, and I found it, so now I just have to find my lady. She's around here somewhere. I just haven't quite gotten to her yet. So that's a 28 count September Stars Stitchers half. So it's 36 by 27. And that's from Lakeside Linens. And then I don't even know if the blended needle is still in business or not, but this is one of their color blooms. It's such a pretty mottled purple. I'm thinking I might stitch Goblin Market on this. I'll have to pull the colors. Ooh, I'm really sorry about the lighting. I will have to pull the colors and see how they look. If I don't put it back in the bag, it won't go back, and then I won't know what I've got. Ask me how I know that. And then this one's from Sugar Maple Fabrics, and it's a 14 count Ada, and the color is Griffin. I love that. And I'm pretty sure that I bought this to do Griffin Welcome from Dragon Dreams on. But now I'm thinking it might need to have a fairy. Like Titania or something. We'll see. I'll probably change my mind. Because I do that a lot. I change my mind more often than most people change clothes. At least that's what my husband says. And then the last Shop from Stash piece is, this is a hand-painted 28 count Joblin by Silk Weaver. The color is Peacock. And just look at the color. It's just gorgeous. And it also says that it's a color blue. So maybe the blended needle was a shop and that was a... So probably the blended needle was actually a cross-stitch shop, and this was just a Silk Weaver color bloom that I got from there. It was so long ago that I can't tell for sure, but I wouldn't imagine two different companies would have fabrics called color blooms. So that is the last of my shop from stash this week, at least for stitching, because during our cleaning out of the basement and purging and whatnot, I'm also going through a lot of my fabric because, well, I have way too much. It's time to purge some. So moving on, we are to whips. So if you count this one that I haven't added to my whip list yet, I sat down and I created a Facebook album of all my whips that have stitches on them, and I'm at 28. Well, actually with this one it's 29. So I'm going to have to do a whip parade at some point, but it's going to be a little while. So 24 hours of cross stitch. I had done the 2 finishes, and I still had my homework from Magical Stitches to do, and it was stitched with dark threads. So I got out my little owl, and I worked on him. Now he's a free design from Aliola, something like that. It's I'll put the link in my show notes so that if you want it, you can print it out for yourself. So I made some pretty good progress on him. I had hoped I might be able to get him done this weekend, but I haven't had a chance to stitch yet, so we'll have to see. And I'm stitching him on a breadcloth that I dyed with tan Rit, and I'm using Weeks Grapevine threads. And he lives in another little bag that I made. I think I showed this one last week, but it's my favorite because this is kind of the reusing vintage linens. Repurposing is kind of my thing. So it's my favorite right now. That may change when I make another one. Next up is, and this is one of my cat bag. I love this fabric. I have a little bit of almost every one that was in the line. And this is At Home with Jane Austen. And so far, I'm using this for this week's, and I did use the owl for this week's Friend versus Friend homework for Magical Stitches. It was 500 stitches in 2 projects that are vying for your attention. So I did 500 stitches in the owl, and then I started on Jane Austen. And I done the 3 little dots. I finished out the T, E, and N, and then started on the break line here. So I think that this is like 70 stitches right now. Once I finish the break line, it'll be an even 100, and then I get to start on the house. So if you're not familiar with the design, it is from one of the Gift of Stitching issues. I don't remember which one, but there's the picture. My working copies. And it is so pretty. I can't wait to finish it. It is on my fast track to get finished list. And then the only other whip I was able to work on this week, and this is in another one of my bags. Now, I have to tell you about this bag because I'm really proud of it. Back in November, I signed up for the Christmas exchange in the Stitchers Coven, and I got Ava Skinner, Truly Wicked Crafts, and she loves mermaids, and so do I. And as soon as I got her name, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for her. And if I can figure out how, I will insert a picture of her bag in here. If not, maybe I can print out the picture and show it next time. I don't know. Anyhow, I knew what I wanted to do, and I could not find anyone else who had made any, or anywhere online that anyone, like a tutorial or anything, because no one else was making them. So I started off with, and this is my first one. I used the Zombie Love, and so it's just a double bag, a double pocket bag, and the front is vinyl, and then so there's the vinyl opening there, and then you go in, and then there's another pocket. So this was the very first one, and then I made Ava's, and hers is the very second. And I have a couple more that are that I've cut and are in various stages of done. So I will be finishing some of those up, and I'll put a shop update when they are finally finished and ready to be listed. But this one holds my last whip for the week. This is A Cat in Snowman's Clothing by Hillside Samplings, and this was in one of the totes that I brought upstairs this week. It's upside down. So what I did on him this week is I put on his scarf and his whiskers, and started on his tail. He's adorable. I love him. I think that he's being stitched on 30 count Murano, but I'm not positive because back then I didn't know to didn't think to save my labels or anything. I know better now, but I have a lot of unidentified fabrics because of that. So plans. I don't really have any plans other than to try to get some work done on the owl. See about getting him finished. I am actually, that's not completely accurate. I'm going to get the FFOs done this week and try to find my chart for the Christmas spider so I can finish it. Like I said, I know that I had it. Now I just got to find out where I put it. Because I thought that it was folded up with it, but when I went to get that out, it was a different chart. So I've just put this one away with when I thought I was putting the other one away. But that is my stitching as of right now. Let's see. So I think I'm pretty close to it. I hope I haven't been talking too fast. I do apologize, but I really need a drink. It's spring. You know, the pollen count's been high. My nose is kind of stuffy. I dry out. So I apologize again. And I will stop apologizing. I will try. I'll try to stop apologizing. So, shop update. I have not listed it yet. I'm going to be doing listings later this evening, probably after my husband goes to bed. But tonight I will only have, I think I'm only going to have the one bag listed, but it will just depend on how the rest of the day goes, because here shortly I have to go cook dinner, and then there's the whole, you know, home life thing, so we'll see. I will definitely be doing a major shop update on Wednesday. So I will probably do a shop update video on Tuesday, and upload it then at the same time as I do the Etsy update. So okay, so I'm going to share with you, this is my large bag. This is just a single pocket large bag. My large bags fit the 11 by 11 Q-snaps generously. It is approximately 14 inches by 15 inches. And they are fully interfaced, both inside and the lining. Each one comes with a pocket. Some of them will have the pen slip. It really just depends on the amount of... There's no set pattern for the pockets. Basically what's left over from making the lining I use to make pockets. But all fabrics are not created equal. They're not all exactly 44 inches. And sometimes they're directional, so that makes a difference on how much I'm able to cut away for a pocket. So that is variable. What isn't is that each one comes with a little button needle minder. And I put them here because in addition to there being a needle minder, right under the needle minder, you will find there is an inlaid magnet. I like them. I actually asked other stitchers the things that they would like to see in project bags. And that was one of the suggestions. And I have to say that it was a really good one. So, I don't think I have added that one yet, because I always do that last. But I have done one in my little bacon. Of course, I don't have a pair of scissors in my bacon. Just one moment. Fortunately, I had a pair right here on my sewing table. So, and then I dropped them. 1 second. I'm telling you guys, this is my life. This is me. So as you can see, and I like them mainly for the inside, because then no more jabbing your fingers getting down in the bottom, so they just slide in. Of course, you could always put them in the pocket, but so that's where the magnets are. This was one of my first ones, so the outside, it doesn't work very well because I put the magnet under the rickrack. So there was it does work, it just doesn't work as securely because of the layers, and the rickrack's pretty thick. So but yeah, so this one will be listed probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. I have 2 in this fabric. Really wish I could figure out this lighting issue. I wonder if it's because I'm recording straight from YouTube, because I didn't have this issue with my camera. But I did have it cut off, so I was trying the YouTube recording feature instead. So, I don't know. I will be working on that as time goes. We are actually in my sewing room right now. I would share it with you, but it is a wreck because where I've been pulling so much stuff out of the basement to keep the cats from getting onto my fabrics, I've been bringing them straight in, so things are kind of all over the place. But I think that that's it for this week. I can't really think of anything else. Anything more is just going to be me rambling. So, until next week, happy stitching.